Using now is ChatGPT. Like most of the people have been known about ChatGPT. So this is the same thing. I'm just using it for our learning purpose. So let's begin. Like before learning something, you need to know few things. Guys, ChatGPT has evolved a lot, and they just bought a lot and lot of upgrades, and they just bring a lot and lot. In that, as of now, they have the feature called voice assistant, and even you can do text assistant, and you can do coding, like a lot of features they just bought. But in this, again I'm saying AI models are not very good, or they are not brilliant. They have the data. So with the data, whatever you are going to ask, for example, if you're reading a book and if you're writing an exam, by reading a book, what you will do, you are just going to take the like for example, question A for apple means, you only if you read that from the book, or only if you read something, you will know A for apple. So if you don't know, if you didn't read somewhere, or if you didn't, like, no one has taught you, then you will have some other name for it, like you will be talking in your own language. So in that, we need to like you will be coming to the conclusion where we are learned by something or someone. You just learned by your teacher, referring by book, or teacher would be taught by some other teacher, like that they would be taught by something. So it's called as transfer of data. So data will be transferred from one place to another place only if the data is valuable. For example, I'm just saying, if you take the olden histories, you would be seen in the stones and in the caves, they will be written something like, this was happened because of this, but they won't written in the normal language. They would be written in the sign, like something like this, or some like something would be there. So by the sign, they would come to conclusion, okay, this would be happen, or this would be future peoples were using this olden civilization were there. So you just seen something from this. So same like that, you have a bunch of book. How the AI is working is, you have a bunch of books. Books are nothing but the data. So you have 1,000 books. You're just feeding that book, and you're just training the data and testing it whether it's saying it properly or not. After testing, the AI would be started, like we can start using in a normal way by importing in TF file or whatever file you're going to use. So that's how the AI model will work. But in this video, we are not, like in this course, we are not going to see about for example, the AI is going to do that, AI is going to do this. We are not going to talk about that. We are just going to focus on how we can learn from AI. So now I think you would have some understanding how the AI works. It has some books inside that's called as datas. So someone has been feeded lot and lot of data, so that if you ask something, they are going to answer you. So for that, like for example, if you go to the school or college, what you will do, you will sit in the class, and you will be like listening to the teacher. So you will be sitting in the class, and you will be sitting you will be watching the lecture, and you will be like observing, you will be listening what your teacher is saying. But the exact thing is like more than that in the sense, you need to know what the teacher is saying. You need to look in corner. You need to you should not leave anything. You should be very careful in looking what exactly she or he is saying. Then only in the exam, or then only you can understand, okay, this what they have said, so that we have to be very clear, like that you would be getting it. But in the AI, if you want to learn with AI, you should not do these kind of things. Like you are not going to sit somewhere, you are not going to listen to something. You are just going to ask, and based on your asking, it's going to give you answers. Answers are nothing but it's going to give whatever you're asking. So that's what the AI is going to do. So make use of this. We are just going to learn something. So now, I'm just going to use voice assistant, and we are just going to learn with the AI model. And one more advantage is that in school or college, you're just going to sit and listen. But here with the AI model, you're just going to ask, and you're just going to get the answers. So let's start how we can ask and how we can get the answer. So now I'm just going to use the voice. So after using it, I think now the screen is clear, right? So now I just started our conversation. So now I'm just going to talk with the ChatGPT. Hey ChatGPT, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing really well. Thanks for asking. And how about
Wow.
you? How's your
That
day going so far?
Yeah, everything is going good.
I'm glad to hear that. When things flow smoothly, it just makes everything feel lighter. So, what's on your mind today?
The main thing is I'm just teaching my students how to use you and learn something. Like for example, they can learn anything, but now we are just going to learn something by using you. So that's what I was like saying to them. And same thing, we are just going to implement that. So let's begin now.
I love that idea. Honestly, the coolest part is how open ended it can be, whether it's a tricky concept or just some creative brainstorming. I'm here for it. So, what's the first topic or question you want to tackle with them?
Okay, like uh, we can talk about how plants are growing.
That's a great topic. We can explore how plants grow from seeds, how they need sunlight, water, nutrients, and even how they adapt. If you've got any specific angle or questions your students are curious about, we can dig right in.
So now you just got it. I just asked the GPT with a voicemail and it's given me answer back. So from this, you're just going to improve your communication skill. Same time, you're just going to learn a lot. So this how you need to start. See, like for example, you can be in any language like Hindi, Spanish, French, or any language. Now the AI model has been developed very good, and it's going to work on any kind of language you're going to use. But now in this video, we are just going to talk in English so that we are just going to get the answer back. So before that, I'm just going to teach you something. See, if you want to learn something from AI, you need to be sure two things. For example, if you're using AI, you need to be, asked two things. One is how, another one is what. So if you can ask what and how, really it's going to throw you out the answers like anything. So only two things you're just going to ask, and you're just going to learn from it, and you're just going to gain the knowledge. You got my point? So this how you can learn from AI model. So now let me go ahead. Hi, I can know how plants are taking water from the root. Like, I don't know exactly how the plants are taking, and I don't know how the plants are growing. I need to know about that very clearly. So, today the topic is like, I'm just going to learn about the plants, and first content is like how the plants are getting the water.
All right, let's break it down. Plants absorb water primarily through their roots. The root hairs, those tiny extensions near the tips, are super important. Water moves into the roots from the soil by a process called osmosis, where water flows from where there's more in the soil to where there's less inside the root cells. Once inside, water travels up through the plant's vascular system, like the plant's plumbing called the xylem, all the way to the leaves where it's used for photosynthesis. So roots are like the plant's water intake system.
Okay, like I don't know what is osmosis. Like you can explain that in a clear view, in a very simple example, so that anyone can understand. So I need a simple example for this.
Sure, imagine you have a sponge and you put just one corner of it into a bowl of water. What happens? The water naturally moves into the sponge and spreads through it. That's kind of like osmosis.
Oh,
In plants, the root cells are like that sponge, and the soil water naturally moves in where it's needed, all thanks to a balance of concentration inside and out.
wow. This answer is like very great because like you're saying like plants are like absorbing water, like how the sponge is absorbing the water. When we keep the sponge, it's getting absorbed the waters, right? Same kind of process is happening uh, by observing root, right? Am I right or am I wrong?
You're absolutely right. It's that same natural process. The roots act like that sponge, pulling water in. And from there, the plant can move that water all the way up to its leaves. So you've got the concept perfectly.
Wow, that's great. Now we can come to the next part. After observing water, what plant exactly it will do? So I want to know what it will do. So explain me that.
So once the plant has that water, it moves up through the stem in the xylem. The water's super important for a few things. First, it helps keep the plant's structure firm, like filling up the plant's cells so it stands tall. Then, the water makes its way to the leaves where it's used in photosynthesis. This is where the plant uses sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide to make its own food, glucose. In short, water helps the plant stay strong and makes food so it can grow and thrive.
Okay, exactly. It's normally how we use the straw and drink the water from the coconut or drink the juice from the glass jar. It's like kind of thing, right?
That's a perfect analogy. Just like a straw pulls liquid upward, the plant uses the xylem to pull water up from the roots to the leaves. It's all about transporting that water where it's needed, just plant style.
Wow. Hey, you're just like teaching like a teacher, but in
Well,
a very short form, I can easily get what you're saying. Thank you for
I'm
that. So now I want to know how the fruits are growing because they don't even have the proper knowledge and they don't they don't even have nothing. Like they don't even have any scenario that fruit is going to grow in that small plant. How the things are happening?
It's actually pretty amazing. Inside a seed, there's a little embryo, basically a baby plant, and a bit of stored food. When conditions are right, like water and warmth, the seed wakes up. The root grows first to anchor the plant and start pulling in water. Then the shoot pushes upward to find light. As the plant grows leaves and starts photosynthesis, it makes its own energy. Fruits come later, once the plant matures and flowers. Fruits are really the plant's way of protecting and spreading seeds, so the cycle starts all over again.
Oh, I got it. I got it.
No problem.
But
Anytime you've got more.
you can explain me in a very simple term so that even the people who can't able to understand they can easily get it. I need some example like that.
Absolutely. I'll always aim to keep it clear and relatable. So whenever you need an example, we'll keep it grounded, like explaining roots as little water straws or seeds as tiny life
So
packs waiting to
now tell
grow.
me example for the fruit. I no need the whole things. Now how the fruit is growing. I like it's a very big doubt for me. I need a very simple example with a real time example. So just tell me.
Think of a flower like a tiny factory. When it's pollinated, kind of like getting a special delivery, the flower starts changing. The base of the flower swells up, just like when you blow up a balloon. Inside, the seeds develop. The rest of the fruit is the plant's way of protecting those seeds and enticing animals, or us, to help spread them. So a fruit is basically the plant's gift box for seeds, growing bigger and tastier to get them spread around.
Okay, my next doubt is how the fruits are tastier. Some fruits are not tastier. Some fruits are like little sorry, like some are bittery. Like how it's happening?
It all comes down to the plant's strategy. Over time, different plants evolve to attract certain animals to spread their seeds. Sweet fruits are basically saying, eat me and spread my seeds. Sour or bitter fruits might deter animals, or they might ripen later. It's all a mix of natural chemicals like sugars for sweetness or acids for sourness. The plant's recipe depends on what works best for its survival.
Wow, you got it, guys. How this chat gpt voice is like explaining us from small things. So this how we are going to use it. You're just going to ask the question like what or how, and so that you can be make clear. For example, the question would be how or where or something like that. And in between, if you got a doubt or in between if you stuck somewhere, you're just going to ask the ChatGPT like what you're saying. This one is right or this one is wrong. For example, now I'm just like, hey ChatGPT, please make it even more clear because I don't know what you're saying. What you're saying.
Exactly. That's the spirit. I'm here to clarify things as many times as needed. If something's ever fuzzy, just ask me to re explain or slow down. Learning is all about asking those what, how, or why questions until it clicks.
You got it? Sorry.
I'm gl-
Okay. So ChatGPT just keep quiet for some time, okay? So now you just got it, guys. So with the ChatGPT, even you can build your knowledge. For example, let's go with the medicine part. Hey ChatGPT,
I-
you know about complete medicine?
I'm not a doctor, but I do know a lot of general info about medicine. How the
Mm-hmm.
body works, what different medicines typically do, and things like that. If you've got a question, just fire away.
Okay. how really a human being is having a life, because like for example, a lot of people are saying we have the second life and everything is fine, but how exactly, for example, like as a human being, how we have a life, like how we are surviving, how we, like for example, even some people I've just seen like meeting a big accident, they are survive. But some people I've seen a small incident, a small slipping from the floor, a small touching the bell, a small like shock or any short circuit, they are dying. So how our body is working exactly, like I don't know, yeah, like exactly, it's like I don't know how, just tell me what, how it's working.
Our bodies are incredibly complex systems, kind of like a giant orchestra with organs, nerves, and cells all working in sync. When everything's balanced, we heal, fight infections, and bounce back. But life is delicate. Sometimes a small thing hits the wrong place or triggers something unseen. Resilience differs genetics, health, even luck. In short, life is a mix of the body's design, care, and sometimes just chance.
Chance, what is meaning for that chance? Any doctor can explain that?
When I say chance, I mean those unpredictable factors, things even doctors can't fully control.
Oh.
Despite all our medical understanding, sometimes the body reacts in unexpected ways. Doctors can explain the known risks or conditions, but there's always a bit of randomness in how things unfold. That's why they call it the practice of medicine. There's always a bit of mystery.
You got it, guys.
I'm
Even doctors are like it's saying like that, but I don't know exactly. I'm not like against anything or anything, but I'm just see how clearly he's explaining. He's like little trickier that he should not stuck in a trap. So he's like saying at the last he just completed with chance. See how clever he is. Okay, so now we can talk about coding, because our major point is to focus on coding. So now we just gone and we just talked about the normal things and normal, workout things. Sorry. Now we can talk about
no worries at all. Whether it's everyday life or diving into code, I'm ready to switch gears with you. So
like
when you're set
how
on coding,
much you
we'll jump
know
right in.
about coding. I want to know about that.
Coding is basically writing instructions for a computer to follow. You use a programming language, like Python, JavaScript, or C++, to tell the computer what to do step by step. It could be something simple, like printing a message, or super complex, like running a whole app. Think of it as giving the computer a to do list in a language it understands.
Got it. Like I'm just asking how much you know about coding. You're just brilliant, you can solve any kind of problems, any kind of new problems when I give.
I've definitely got a broad toolbox. I can help with many coding concepts, languages, debugging, or problem solving. But I'm not a magician. I rely on the knowledge and patterns I've been trained on. If something's really niche or brand new, we'll figure it out step by step. So, while I can't promise every problem is instant, I'll give it my best shot and we'll learn together.
See, he's like acting like clever, man. He's saying he know everything. But the problem is, ChatGPT don't mind it. When I'm just using you, or when I'm just referring you, lot of time you're just showing error. Sometimes I feel like, oh my god, normally when I code it's not facing that much error. When I'm using you, I'm facing more errors. Why it's happening?
I
Like
get that.
how?
I hear you. When I help, I'm working from patterns I've learned, but I don't run code live, so sometimes small errors slip in. The good news is each error is a chance to refine the code. The more feedback you give, the closer we get to solid solutions. So we'll keep at it, and I'll always aim to improve.
Oh, I think he's like he knows everything, I guess.
I appreciate the vote of confidence. I try to help as best I can, but I'm always learning too. So if something's unclear or we need to figure something out together,
What
I'm
you're
right there
saying,
with you.
man, like how you're exactly learning. You just tell me how you're learning. Let me learn from you.
Well, I don't learn or adapt in real time. My knowledge is based on patterns from the data I was trained on. But what you can take from me is a curiosity mindset. When you code, experiment, and debug, that's you learning. Ask questions, try things, and reflect on what worked. It's that process that makes both of us better.
I see. I can know how you exactly learn. Like, you learn from the people when they ask questions to you, or like how you learn.
I don't actually learn directly from conversations. My training comes from large amounts of data collected before I was deployed. So while I don't adapt on the fly, I can tap into a wide range of knowledge from that training. And your questions help me figure out what to share from what I already know.
He's too clever, man. He's saying exactly what I was explaining before. Before feeding some data, AI cannot read nothing. Only if you're feeding data, AI can learn. Like, by feeding the data, you're just going to train the AI model. After training, you're just going to test with a few data set, and you're just going to find out whether it's more accurate or low accuracy. If it's more accuracy, they will make it to live. So that's what will happen. So that's what even this was also saying, where it's going to, like, already it has been deployed by itself before it's came into life.
You've got it spot on. It's all about that training phase before I ever talk to anyone. And out here, I'm applying what I've learned. No new learning, but always ready to use what I've got to help you along the way.
Okay, then good. Then from next video, we can start learning about how to code with AI. Okay, with an AI, we are just going to learn a little bit about that. So let's see you on the next video.